Hi, so I titled this one "Shake It Off: How to Move On from Past Mistakes." Because in my daily update, I talked about having some issues with kind of beating myself up over allowing my life to get out of order. So, a lot of maintenance in my life has been let go, and then allowing my self care to have been let go for these last few years that has been going on. And so I needed to sit down and do a little work about that because the thoughts they're there, and I was really beating myself up. Again, those words like loser sneak in there, and it feels terrible. And I go from being angry with myself to being, sad. And I don't, I want to steer clear of sinking into a depression that keeps me on the couch again. So um, these are the steps that I did to try to shake that off today, and it worked for me. So the first one that I did is the reframe it. So one of the things that led to this is I worked. My husband wanted me to retire sooner. I liked my job. I was proud of what I did, and I gave work pretty much everything that I had. I've shared with you. I have health issues, and then on top of that, we've had a rough year that led to even some depression issues. So um, my husband was watching me completely do myself in because physically and even some days mentally, work got it all so that I could perform. And so I was I I just that's what I wanted to do. That's what I felt needed to be done. And of course, now hindsight looking at it, it's like, why? And so really I need to reframe that into having a strong work ethic is a value of mine. And so what's wrong with doing a good job and being proud of the work that you're doing? And letting go a room, like one of the rooms that didn't get painted for all those years that I finally got around to doing, like, who is that hurting? So I don't know, it was kind of this reframing of, is it really as terrible as you're thinking? And what were the good things that came of it? I loved what I did. I was proud of the job that I did. I worked with incredible people. And so I just have things to cherish from that I can value and be thankful about. The next step that I did is I go to what really can be done about it now. And so in this case, there isn't really anything that can be done about everything that I let go in the last 4 years. So I mean, I ate what I ate, and I you know missed exercising when I missed it, and I couldn't get to the things around the house that needed to be, like it's past, it's gone. So you know there's really nothing you can do about it. Let it go. um, I've done this before with other things. Sometimes there is something you can do about it, because if there's an apology or repairs that need to be done, then that is what needs to be done at this step. But since and I have, I guess, when I talk about apologies, my husband did want me to leave work prior to when I did, and I didn't do what he was wanting me to do, and he probably suffered for it. Like, he didn't get all of me, and so I have already apologized to him for that, and of course we have reconciled that, and he says he's fine with it. So the third thing that I did, or that I always do, or that I did today, was what can be learned from it. And so this is a big part of why I'm doing this year is I'm learning. I'm learning that I can't just keep blowing off these things, that they need to be addressed. They need to be looked at. They need to be, um, time needs to be dedicated to them. And so they need to be a priority. And so that is something that I've learned and I can put into place now. And so there there were a few other things that I listed that I learned from it, and it's all a growing experience, you know. Like, the one thing I can tell you for sure is the mistakes I don't make now have been there were mistakes I made a long time ago. So at least, like, if I learn from it, then I can grow as a person. And then that can be something that, that's not the definition of a loser now, is it? So, and then the next thing that I usually do is, what can I do now today, starting this moment, that I will not be in the same, that come this time next year, I'm not going to be looking at the same thing. And so, all that happened and it's over and done. What can I do starting right this moment? And that one I flew through today, because I'm like, I've already been doing it for 35 days. And that was actually kind of the turning. I almost got like goosebumps. I'm like, good for you. You're doing it. And so I'm not going to be there this time next year, and that feels really good. And then the fourth thing is, above all, just don't ever make the same mistake again. That's when you're allowed to be mad at yourself, because if you do it and you don't intend to, but you stumble across it and it happens, now you know. So just moving forward, take measures, do things that are in your control, that these things don't happen again. And that is my plan. So doing much better with all of that. And I'm finishing out the day with no thoughts of how awful I am. And that feels pretty good.